Review Show here. This is Bill. This is Kyle.
The forehead.
The forehead, yes. The forehead's back. Bill is joining us for the first time. Check out his YouTube channel. What is it called again?
Movieholics Productions, car reviews.
Movieholics Productions, where he goes, after he comes out of the movie theater, he goes in his car and he looks up what he reviews the movie that he just saw. His latest review is Black Panther?
Black Panther. We did other two, but we did not upload those. So, yeah, the latest one we have is Black Panther.
All right.
And the next one is from his Ready Player One. So,
ooh,
that's going to be
nice.
interesting.
That's going to be
Can't
interesting.
wait. All right. But enough of that. We're here to talk about Pink Floyd's The Wall.
That's right.
Simply no title on here. And if you look at the inside cover, as you can clearly see when I open this up when we're recording this, it's a beautiful inside cover, as you can clearly see. Right there and there. So let's get into it, shall we? Kyle, you've been very patiently waiting, because he's been on the show before, and he's been waiting
Since the beginning.
since the introduction Rock Talk episode. He's been saying, we gotta do the wall, we gotta do the wall. JT, shut up, we have to do the wall. We're doing the wall.
That's right.
Here, you can hold the wall and speak, and all of us will comment as
Hey, well, I've been a big fan of Pink Floyd. I was introduced to them by my dad, but I got way more into them when one of my friends from school he was a big Pink Floyd fan, and he would show me The Wall. He'd test me on albums. What artist is this album? I'll be like, well, it has that, so it must be Pink Floyd. And they'd be like, yes, that is Pink Floyd.
There you go.
I love the songs Comfortably Numb from this, Hey You, Brick in the Wall. Come on.
Trump! Sorry, go ahead.
Everyone knows this song,
All in all,
We're just another brick in the wall.
That's right.
screw you, YouTube. Come at me with copyright now. Go ahead.
So, this album means a lot to me. I've grew up with this album. Just like I told you guys in my other video, Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, man, you can't go wrong with them.
They're two of the best of all time.
Mm-hmm. Two of the best bands ever, if I can just chime in now. JT doesn't know much about Pink Floyd. So,
I'm the weak link in this chain right here.
So why don't you go get yourself a cup of coffee, and Kyle and I will take care of this.
Go ahead.
Okay. Pink Floyd, I actually have an interesting history with Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Unlike Kyle, my parents were never really into Pink Floyd. I actually, my uncle, who is actually a huge Pink Floyd fan, he introduced me when I was 11, and he actually saw the original War Tour when they, in late 1979, 1980. He saw them at a Nassau Coliseum.
Nice.
So he was at that famous concert. But throughout the years, I haven't, they weren't a band I disliked, but they were a band, tell me if you guys agree or disagree, they're a band I have to be in the mood to listen to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, I'm in a great mood, I'm going to listen to The Wall.
Yeah.
No,
It's, a band I got to be in the mood for, because, I'll be honest, as much as I love this album, it's got a lot of depressing shit on it.
Yeah.
If I could just, go, it's a concept album, so it kind of tells
that's a story.
Or it's about Pink, who Pink is a young man who his dad was killed in the war.
Right.
And and his mom was basically very overprotective of him. And then it talks about him growing up, how he just goes, he's a struggling musician, he goes through just turmoil, just failed relationship after failed relationship, failed marriages.
Sounds like my life.
Oh God, how many exes are coming after us today? Anyway, there's thanks for bringing the mood down. But anyway, he basically isolates himself into, and he's basically building a wall around himself. And throughout the whole album, it taught how he basically views himself. I don't know. Kyle, you've known this album too. How do you think that Pink really gets a feeling about himself throughout this movie? Do you think it's like a feeling of,
Well, I told you, remember, I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the album, and I
watched
watched
the album. The album, yeah. You got it pretty spot on, with the album. So
and throughout the album, spoiler alert, at the end of it, it turns out that Pink mentally puts himself on trial.
Yeah.
And the wall comes down. And yes, there is a movie about this, and I've seen this movie before. I'm sorry if I'm hogging the conversation here.
No, go ahead.
I've seen this movie. You guys haven't.
No, we have not. No.
It is... I'm not going to lie. It's disturbing.
The movie?
It is a very disturbing movie. Back when I was in college, I watched it with my friend. He got it from the library. We were watching it, and he's watched it before. And I had to twist his arm and watch. I'm like, come on, Dan, let's watch it. And he's like, no, I've watched it before. It makes me upset. And go watch it by yourself. I'm like, come on, okay, I'll watch it with you. And my roommate walks in, and he's like, what are you... Am I allowed to curse on here or no?
You can jump one.
Okay.
Jump one.
He's like, what are you sick fucks watching? And I'm like, The Wall, Pink Floyd. Is he watching a documentary? I'm like, no. And he goes,
The Wall.
And he's like, and he just like walked away looking sad and confused. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, the movie is really just some serious, screwed up.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it really goes into the with the album too. So,
I mean, I don't know if you guys disagree with me. I'd say a lot of Pink Floyd sounds also like Led Zeppelin. Not saying that they copy each other, but like, I think they got the same style of rock. That's just how I hear it sometimes.
Here and there,
Like,
yeah.
but I think Led Zeppelin goes a little harder on the guitar. I'm not gonna
Oh no, they're Led Zeppelin is one of the earliest forms of not metal, but like really heavy hard rock, heavy rock.
Yeah.
They're one of the earliest bands of it. But yes, I don't want to take up your spot.
But honestly, actually thinking about it, a lot of artists sound like each other back then. But still,
Like that.
you know, they still have like the same, I'd say reach, or not the same reach, but you know, they're still both very popular. And I love the way, you know, Comfortably Numb sounds. I was actually listening to while driving here.
Yeah.
You were saying how the story behind it was pretty
yes,
interesting.
it's actually interesting. In the tour before The Wall, this song was written by. This song was based on an experience that Roger Waters, when he was being treated for hepatitis, he was being. They were giving him muscle relaxers, and that made him become, you know, comfortably numb. He probably got numb from the hepatitis too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. So I mean, and then Hey You's a very, very good song.
Yeah.
Hey You.
out there in the home. Are we allowed to go further with this, or is YouTube going to come on us?
Yeah. My dad would always sing that song like word for word when that song goes.
I'm surprised he knows all the words.
Yeah, it's a great song though.
It is a good song. And it's like hauntingly, you know.
It feels like this is just an impression I get. Now this is just an impression when I listen to the song. It's probably way off, but what I hear when I sound, it's like someone like in a mental asylum or something. How weird the song is to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The song feels like really weird.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you. Yeah.
Sitting naked by the phone, can you help me? I can't.
Like,
It feels like it's like in someone's mind, and they're like crazy, and they're in like a mental hospital or something. That's whenever I hear that song, it just, I don't know, that picture comes to my head. It's really disturbing, but it's good. You know?
It really, I, as they clearly stated, I do not know. Barely, I know very, very, very little about Pink Floyd, but I will say, I do love concept albums in particular. I will say, like, an album like Sgt. Pepper,
Yeah.
just in relation-wise, an album like Sgt. Pepper, an album like Tommy, Quadrophenia. You want to go modern day, you can go, as modern as you can go American Idiot by Green Day. They all tell a story, and one of the things I admire, the beautiful work, by the way, Roger Waters did all of the lyric writing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did most of the music.
Like, at least 95% of it, he wrote all of it.
Yeah. And my friend, the one who I just talked about, who I watched the movie with, because he said, like, right around here, and Kyle's, I'm sure, a big Pink Floyd fan, you can agree or disagree, he said, like, around this time, Pink Floyd became more like the Roger Waters band.
Yeah.
Than, because my friend said he would not see a Wall concert because it's basically just 3 hours of Roger Waters shoving his ego in your face.
Yeah.
I can do this. I'm Roger Waters.
Roger Waters has a pretty big ego. I'm not gonna lie, and that's just my opinion.
No,
but he's a very
too.
talented. He's very talented, but sometimes, like, you know, he's, I don't know, he just seems a little bit.
Yeah,
his ego gets a little too much. But a lot of guys are like that.
I've heard he's a nasty guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioning that story.
Because my roommate, my old college roommate, his mom used to work for a private jet company, and they flew Roger Waters out, and they said he was so nasty.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he was telling me before about how, like, Roger, like based on that conversation, how would you describe him as not as like a political, but just as a person?
As a person, and I've seen videos of him. I've seen an interview with him and Howard Stern, and he seemed okay, but there was this video my friend showed me of him, like, signing autographs. He just went, you know, like other musicians, they'll
talk with you and stuff.
And he just it's just basically, will you give me he didn't say this, but it's just his attitude. Will you give me an autograph if you stop fucking me?
Yeah.
But overall, I think I think he is very talented, and I think this is one of the greatest albums ever.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely up there. I mean, just in my own perspective, if you will, of what I consider to be the greatest albums of all time, just because the general knowledge of it, if you go up to someone randomly in the middle of Times Square and you say, "Hey, you out there in the cold," no, I'm kidding. "Hey, have you ever heard of this album?" And if you say, let's say, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, they say, "Oh yeah, by the Beatles." Yeah, I've heard of that. Have you heard of the Rolling Stones? Oh my God, I can't. Hot Rocks. Yeah, probably. I've heard of the Stones. Yeah. But have you heard of Pink Floyd's The Wall? And the odds are they're probably going to say yeah, because of that's one of the things I wanted to touch on with both of you is, what would you say? And either one of you can start. It's up to you. Don't fight about it. But
well, rock paper scissors for it.
That's all right.
What would you say as far as like the generations of people who have known The Wall and have understood the cultural impact of airplay on radio? I mean, everyone knows, all in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
Everyone.
And not only that, you don't even know the word, you actually know the rhythm, the melody and the rhythm of it.
It's one of those, like we were talking about on our Journey video.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an anthem.
Like everybody knows "Don't Stop Believing." You know?
Yeah,
exactly.
Even if you don't know the band.
We didn't even say it, and you literally. So that's what we were saying in our other video. You know.
He really likes Journey.
Yeah, Journey's really good.
I've seen them in concert, so.
So I mean.
The Wall.
It's like an anthem.
Yeah. Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 in particular.
It's like the one everybody knows.
Why? Is probably because it's been on the radio.
You can't eat your meat if you don't have it.
No pudding.
You can't have your pudding if you
don't
can't eat your meat.
Yeah.
How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
And every time that would come on the radio, I would say, "What the?" I would say, "What are they talking about?" And then over years of learning about The Wall is a concept album. It's like you said, the story. Not to cut you off, but like it tells a story, and that's part of the story.
Yeah.
There's part 1, part 2, part 3. In the Flesh, Hey You, Comfortably Numb. They all like mesh, and I think that's genius of how Roger Waters and Pink Floyd as a whole really put together. But I cut you off. I feel bad. Go ahead.
Oh, what was I even talking about?
I forget actually.
Yeah, but what you were saying about I think this is an album that people know about it. If you say, you know, all in all, you're just another brick in the wall, they'll go, Pink Floyd. Or if you Comfortably Numb, which, gentlemen, agree or disagree, one of the greatest guitar solos in rock history.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, it's not that complex. It's like a few, I'm not a guitar player, so I don't, but it's just like a couple simple chords.
Yeah.
But put in a really unique way, probably.
That's something that they can make something so simple, so
effective.
Effective. Like even some of the lesser known I'm sorry if I'm jumping around here, but
No.
what you were saying about Roger Waters' talent, like the second to last track on the album, The Trial, which is when Pink is basically on trial, and there's like characters of, you know, there's the prosecutor, the judge, Pink to a shorter extent, the schoolmaster, Pink's wife, and Pink's mother. And like, I remember when I was watching this in the movie, I thought, you know, all doing the voices, I thought, okay, maybe they just got like voice actors or something. But when I heard the album that Roger Waters did like all the voices, that he did the judge, the prosecutor,
Oh wow, really?
and the mother and the wife, I'm like sitting there thinking, I think this song is just written just so Roger Waters can show off his vocal range.
Probably.
And he doesn't really have that impressive of a range either.
Yeah, he's no like Steve Perry or Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
You mentioned Steve Perry. Whoops. But anyway,
Don't worry about it.
He doesn't really have that impressive range, but you can hear through that song.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, like throughout that one song in particular, you can hear his different vocal ranges he can get to.
Like just, you know, one point he just puts on a weird accent. One voice he gets higher, the other one he gets lower. He just Because like I said, when I first heard it, I didn't know that was all him. I thought, okay, maybe they just got like other members of the band, or maybe they got voice actors or something. But I'm like, wow. But but I heard because Roger Waters released a documentary called Roger Waters: The Wall. I have not watched it. I'm having a hard time trying to find it. But my friend watched it, and he said when he was trying to do all the voices, he says his voice sounds completely
done,
shot. Well, he's been doing it for like, what, 50 years?
Like the
something like that.
AC/DC guy.
Oh, what
Brian Johnson?
Brian Johnson, that's a whole other story.
Was he like 90 years old? No, he's not that
Brian
old.
Johnson's like 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he's deaf in one ear.
Yeah.
You know that he's deaf.
He's deaf. Isn't that why?
In 1 ear.
Yeah. Isn't that why he stopped? Or
yeah. That's the doctor's orders.
Yeah, but anyway, So JT, as someone who doesn't really listen to Pink Floyd,
go ahead.
What's your take on like this album? And do you know like the big cultural impact of this album? Has it impacted you?
Well,
go ahead, take it.
Take it. As someone who doesn't know, someone who doesn't, what's the best way to describe it?
George Warmass.
Who doesn't know a lot of Pink Floyd in general, but outside of like most of the tracks on the wall, I know. Like this is the only, a lot of the songs in here are the only songs that I know, and there's only one other song that I know that is not on this album, and that's "Wish You Were Here."
Yeah.
By that title track album, right? "Wish You Were Here."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this, you gotta think about what's on here. We didn't really go into like the songs in particular, but
there's 26 of them, so
yeah. So, but just naming the few off the top of my head: "Comfortably Numb," "Hey You," all three, another Brick of the Wall tracks, part 1, part 2, part 3. In the Flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like all.
There's In the Flesh, and then there's In the Flesh. Because have you noticed there's like one? Have you noticed this, Kyle?
What?
In the Flesh ? And then there's just In the Flesh.
Yeah.
That?
I don't.
What's the? If anyone knows the difference between that, please let me know.
Jump down in the comment section if you know that. But honestly, as someone who's not who just doesn't, and it's not that I don't like him. It's not that I'm saying to every morning when I wake up every day, Roger Waters can suck it. I'm not saying that. You know, I'm generic, which I'm not saying at all. But I'm just saying
we're gonna have to take him outside after this review.
No, but like generically speaking, I every time they come on the radio, I still give them that credit of the craft as a musician, and the craft as a lyric writer, and the craft as a band making an album that to this day is one of the all-time greatest albums, not just rock albums, but one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, is there a reason why you haven't really been into Pink Floyd?
I think it's just
more of a Billy Joel guy. Bruce Springsteen, but I am too. I mean, I like all of them. All right, you know.
I like
I like Billy Joel. I like some Bruce Springsteen. I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I really like Billy Joel, but
I'm trying to think how to explain this. It's funny you say those two. I grew up with those more than Pink Floyd. That's just how my household was raised. My dad was born in 1971. So when this came out, in 1980? He was
79.
Yeah, 79. He was 8 years old. Like if anyone would be into it, it would be my aunt, or who was born in the late 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that, or even my grandfather or my grandmother.
Yeah, well, my dad would have been because he was born in '64.
That's what I mean. Like, that's probably.
Even like my dad and my uncle, because my uncle was born in '59, my dad was born in 1960.
Exactly. That's why.
So they were like end of high school, early college.
And my mom probably knows more about Pink Floyd than me, but honestly, I mean, as far as just as my overall general knowledge, I love the work that they've done. I love the artwork. It's very simple,
Yeah.
on this album. But I love the creative effort. Roger Waters, I still believe is a genius, even though I just don't know a lot of his material. I know him. As long as I know Roger Waters is still out there performing, I may not go see him, but hey, he's definitely he's still out there touring, and I give him a lot of credit for that. And he did a wall tour a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, and he just did I wonder if he's going to do it next year for the 40th anniversary of the Wall. What do you guys think?
That's a good theory.
That'd be good. That might be,
World tour, highest grossing tour, 2019.
I don't know if you guys watched this. I think this was in the early '90s. He did a concert at the Wall at the where the Berlin Wall used to be.
Yeah.
And it had Bryan Adams doing "Young Lust," which is a great song on this album. I think it's very overlooked. It had the Scorpions doing "In the Flesh" with him.
Oh wow!
This is in Berlin, you said?
Yeah, this is in Berlin.
Okay, so he's Germany. Okay.
And it had a group cover of cover of "Comfortably Numb" with him and Van Morrison.
Ooh, wow, okay.
And the best thing, getting back to the trial, the best thing ever, Tim Curry as the prosecutor.
That's pretty cool.
Tim Curry. Done.
Sold.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just done.
That's right.
So
you're done. Invalid.
Done. But anyway, I could see, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I could see why, because like I said, I wasn't introduced to Pink Floyd through my parents. I was introduced to it through my uncle, who, I said that already. But anyway, my dad was more into Bruce Springsteen, Jethro Tull.
Right, but maybe Journey as well, right? Or...
He wasn't really into Journey. That was more my mom, actually.
Okay.
So...
Just curious.
But, but I had never even heard of Pink Floyd till my uncle told me about them. And like I said, throughout the years, I haven't really been getting that much into them until about last year when I saw, ironically, the War movie.
Yeah.
Because, again, agree or disagree, they're a band I have to be in the mood to listen to.
Yeah.
I can't listen to
and
them.
Honestly, it's the same with, even though Led Zeppelin's my favorite, it's the same with Led Zeppelin. Sometimes, I would like to listen to Billy Joel. Sometimes I gotta be in the mood to listen to Led Zeppelin. Sometimes I gotta be in the mood to listen to
I can listen to Comfortably Numb. Sometimes I could just fast forward to the guitar solo because if I'm in a really good mood, I don't want to be listening to an album about isolationism, depression. Isolationism, depression, and the happiest of topics, fascism.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like an album that just perks you up?
That's right.
Me and my friend always make that joke too. So, anyway, like I said, Pink Floyd, I don't know if I'd put them in maybe I'd put them in my top 5. I'm on the border between top 5 and top 10 of my favorite bands, but I would say I think The Wall is, and I'm not exaggerating, one of, if not the best, one of the greatest albums ever made.
Ever.
So we gotta do ratings now.
Yeah.
So
what do we do? Numbers or letters?
We'll do numbers. 1 to 10. 10 being absolutely incredible. You love it beyond belief, and you will do anything with it. And 1 being
1, just burn it. I don't want to hear it ever again.
Here's the flame. Seriously.
Okay. Why don't we start with Kyle?
Let's go with Kyle. 1 to 10. The Wall.
See, I'm going to try to be fair right now because I think I gave Journeys a little too high with a 9.5.
Yeah, you really did. Journey's Escape.
That is a great album.
That is a great album. I would say, just because I like Pink Floyd maybe a little more, I'm going to go 9.6.
Okay. Oh, we're getting technical now, JT.
Oh, good God.
He's going to give it like a freaking 7.5 out of 10.
No, despite what people may think, and despite what I may think about, I'm not the big, I just don't know a lot of Pink Floyd. That's honestly, I just don't know a lot. And outside of this and outside of Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here, that's my knowledge. And I just don't know. But if I were to rate this album, which I have to, because we're on Rock Talk and we have to rate it, I'm going to rate The Wall. I'm going to give it, just for, its creativity, its outstanding vocalist achievement with Roger
Waters.
Was it Taylor for a second? Not Roger Taylor. Roger Waters, and the outstanding musicianship, and on top of that, just all in a great album as a whole, and a worldwide phenomenon. I'm gonna give it, despite not knowing a lot about it, I admire its creativity. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, listen, this was a little hard for me because I'm sorry I have to dissect this a little bit.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I like Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Pink Floyd, and like I said, I love this album.
Yeah.
If my friend Dan is watching this, please don't kill me because he hates this album. I don't know why, but anyway, I'll tell you off camera. But anyway, but I think because it's an album that I really have to be in the mood to listen to.
Yes.
I could just sit here and give it a perfect 10.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to be nuanced. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be nuanced here. I'm going to go with JT about 8.5.
All right. So you've heard it here first.
Yeah.
9.6, 8.5, and a really big fan of Pink Floyd, 8.5.
Yeah.
So, but that will do it for this episode of Rock Talk. And for all of your Rock Talk episodes, thank you so much to Kyle for the Kooshmaster.
The forehead.
The forehead and the Kooshmaster for coming in today. Thank you, Bill, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Where can we find you online?
Okay. Movieholics Productions. Check out our car reviews. Like, comment, subscribe.
I will leave a link for his channel in the description of this video so you guys can check it out.
They're good. We promise. They're good.
And I will leave as always, I will leave a link for the Foreheads YouTube channel in the description of this video.
And you can find me on Instagram, Kyle Cushing16.
Kyle Cushing16. And you can just simply find us right here at the Super Review Show. And don't forget to subscribe to my personal channel as well. So thank you so much for watching this Rock Talk episode. So, for the Super Review Show and Rock Talk and all day, every day, we are Rock Talk. J-Man, off to work. We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're good.
Okay, one thing,